अलग बात।
हो गए हो तो इंडिया हो गई, पूरा लिंक्डइन इमोशनल हो गया है।
तो बीच में अमन ये भी कह रहे थे कि यार क्या ये दो घंटे चलने वाला है। एंड आई हैव टॉक टू अनुपम आफ्टर दैट एज वेल, राइट। ये बात हुई थी, पहले प्लान करके गए थे हम लोग, ये होगा, चाहे वो बायआउट का कॉन्वर्सेशन हो, चाहे वो शायद ये पोर्टफोलियो का एक पार्ट बन जाए।
Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Shark Tales. Today we are in Bangalore to meet the founder of Flathead, a company which took the entire internet by storm after their episode aired. I am here to meet Ganesh, the founder of Flathead. Let's go. Hi Ganesh, it's a pleasure.
Antoine, great to meet you.
How's it been, man? The last 2 weeks.
Surreal.
एक पूरा सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म का जॉनर था फ्लैtheads, लिंक्डइन। उसमें सिर्फ फ्लैtheads की बात चल रही है। How did you feel, man?
I was dazed, to be honest, in the first 48 hours. Saturday and Sunday after the episode aired, phone was ringing off the hook. I tried opening LinkedIn and I could hit accept only so fast. The number of requests were coming much faster. So, so I just shut down. I just said, "Yeah, ठीक है. Let me take some time out here." But after that, yeah, it's been a busy time. Talking to a lot of people, trying to figure out a lot of inbound queries, a lot of support, a lot of encouragement.
Oh yeah. So the Soul Store collaborated with Flatheads, and this T-shirt got sold out in how many
72 hours.
72 hours sold out. Their inventory sold out in 2 days.
3 days basically.
3 days. Amazing. So IIT Bombay, I am Bangalore. Bain. Right? तो जिंदगी में पैसे तो आपने बहुत जल्दी बनाने शुरू कर दिए थे, आई एम गेसिंग. सो व्हाई बिजनेस? व्हाट वाज द मोटिवेशन?
यार IIT बॉम्बे के बाद 5 साल काम भी किया बिफोर आई डिड माय मास्टर्स. MBA के बाद डिड 3 years of Bain and then 5 years again in Honeywell. तो 10 साल काम कर लिए थे कॉर्पोरेट में. कुछ करने का कीड़ा तो था बहुत सालों से. Eventually what happened was in Honeywell 2011 when I joined after Bain, I met Utkarsh, who was my later on co-founder for 10 years, but we knew each other in college in IIT Bombay. He is from a design school there, industrial design. He was interviewing me, in fact. "Bhai, tu kya kar raha hai yahan pe?" That's how it happened, and then I got hired, obviously. Then we were running the India for India portfolio. So we were building like a portfolio of products from scratch. So it was almost like a startup within Honeywell, right? हमने बोला यार कब तक यहाँ पे चक्की पीसते रहेंगे, बाहर निकलते हैं, कुछ करते हैं. At that time 3G had just launched in India, right?
Yes, 2011, yes.
The app ecosystem was exploding, right? तो तभी हमने देखा यार Paytm और MobiKwik और ये सारे लोग they are doing mobile payments and recharges. And in Honeywell we used to go to China, right? WeChat Pay and Alipay had revolutionized mobile payments there, right? हर जगह पे QR code scan हो रहा है, pay हो रहा है, जैसे अभी चलता है. That was happening there in full flow. So we were really flabbergasted by this. हमने बोला यार ये यहाँ पे कोई कर भी नहीं रहा और सोच भी नहीं रहा है, right? Maybe we should do this. So that's how Momo happened. In 2013 when we got out, we said, we'll do something which is disruptive, right? And this was a great opportunity to do it. So that's how we launched Momo. Momo was mobile money everywhere. That was the name of the startup.
You said, right, you sold the company to ShopClues.
Yes.
And after selling, were you working with ShopClues?
Yes. So we had a 2-year lock-in. So Utkarsh was the chief product officer and I was leading their merchant ecosystem.
तो आपको फ्लैtheads का आइडिया कहाँ से आया और ये कंपनी कब शुरू हुई?
तो फ्लैtheads के बारे में हमने अप्रैल 2018 से सोचना शुरू किया था और लॉन्च हमने किया नवंबर 2019 में. तो 1.5 साल लगे समझने के लिए कि जूता कैसे बनता है. One of the inspirations was Utkarsh is a shoe freak. Right?
Okay.
So he has 150 pairs of shoes.
Wow.
And he's a designer, right? So sometimes he cuts up shoes to see what's inside. He's crazy that way. And while we were doing this, one of the conversations was, what are the right shoes for the Indian climate, right? Typically, smelly shoes and sweating is a big problem in our shoes every day. So we said, if we were to design shoes from completely new thought process, right? How would we do this? Right? Same first principles thinking that we were doing at Momo. We thought, यहाँ पे भी कुछ करना है तो क्या करेंगे? And that's what got Flathead started. I used to cold message people on LinkedIn, right? Saying, just like the Steve Jobs turtleneck and the Zuckerberg hoodie, here is a startup
the
shoe.
New cool thing.
Absolutely, you should try it out and give us your feedback. So I used to ping a lot of entrepreneurs and VCs across the board on Twitter and on LinkedIn. And a lot of people responded. They said, hey, this is interesting, let me try it out. So then we started getting shout outs from people like Naveen Tiwari from InMobi, Rajiv Srivatsa from Urban Ladder, Pankaj Chadda from Zomato, they started wearing it and they said, "Arey yaar, this is cool." That's how the organic traffic built. So in fact, LinkedIn and Twitter contributed to 30% organic traffic in the early days.
Nice.
That is incredible, right? Not Instagram, which is where all the brands go, right?
30% was via LinkedIn and organic, the sales in 2019.
Yes.
The rest 70% were
Performance marketing on Facebook and
performance
Instagram.
marketing.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Next year, what were the sales like?
So we were at about 1 crore is what we closed 21 at, yeah.
Okay. What are the gross margins of your business in FY21?
So we were at about 65% gross margin.
Okay.
On the shoes, right?
Okay.
So we launched a polyester range. We launched first in India bamboo shoes range, and we also had some, natural materials like cotton blends is something that we were doing.
ठीक है. तो this is gross. उसके बाद what was the net margin?
Removing logistics, that was another 12% out. So effectively 35 plus 12, 47 used to go. So we were 53% net of logistics cost as well. And then there was marketing. So marketing was about 60-65%.
60-65%.
So, yeah. So net of that, we were about minus 15, minus 20%.
Minus 15, minus 20%. Okay. What about the next year? What are the sales like in FY22?
22 was 2.4 crores.
2.4 crores.
Gross margins dropped a little because we launched chappals, we launched sliders, and we focused on marketplaces because we wanted to expand beyond D2C.
Visibility is higher in a marketplace.
Correct.
Okay.
But they run at a lower price point. Right?
Okay.
So margins are lower.
Was the marketing spend the same in FY22 as well?
Marketing spends were similar. Right? We were at about minus 50%. A lot of the marketing was also spent on Amazon and Flipkart kind of marketplaces.
I want to ask, what would you have done differently with Flatheads with all the experience that you have today?
Yeah. So yeah, I think we struggled through 2 years of the multiple waves of the pandemic. Right? We launched in November 2019, March 2020. The whole concept of shoes for work went away. Yeah. People are not wearing shoes when people are not going to work, right? So that itself became a proposition that was a problem. Our offline events that we were doing weren't, nobody was going to office anymore, right? So where will we do those events?
Yeah.
So a lot of those things went away. So looking back, if I were to do something differently, I would have taken a couple of my investors' advice. They basically said, shut down your shop, go on vacation for the time until this pandemic gets over, and then come back and try again. Yeah. Because you cannot force demand, right? If people don't want to buy shoes, they can't buy shoes.
तो marketing करके इतना फायदा नहीं होगा, as you said, right?
And looking back, I would have probably looked at offline presence a lot sooner. We were spooked by the pandemic, right? What if our inventory goes into a store and it gets stuck for 4 months because दुकान बंद हो गई? And that paranoia always prevented us from going into the offline stores.
मैं आपका कस्टमर हूँ. ये जूता मैंने खरीदा है, ठीक है? अब ये जूते की आप पूरी मुझे स्टोरी बताइए कि ये डिजाइनिंग से लेके मेरे तक कैसे पहुंचता है.
तो सबसे पहले तो आइडिया ये होता है कि ये सिलुएट कैसे बनना चाहिए, राइट? शुड इट बी अ फ्लैट डिजाइन or should there be a heel drop that we did in this shoe, right? What are the kind of designs that we need to have on the uppers, and what are the materials that we need on the uppers? So we have shoe designers who come and design the shoes. तो पहले तो shoe aesthetic design होता है और उसके styles बनते हैं, and then we choose which ones to pick. फिर उस पे colorways design होता है, right? What are the color pairings and what are the kind of things we should do. That is also fed by sales intelligence कि कौन से colors बिकते हैं, and then accordingly we choose the colorways.
Okay.
And then there is the material design, right? So material research बहुत सारा होता है. So we have material expert in the team.
Basically आपका sustainable materials में comfort भी ज़्यादा है. That's why your brand was a sustainable brand.
Absolutely. Then we bring the assembly together. तो उसमें accessories होते हैं, जैसे insole हो गया, insole का foam density कितना होना चाहिए, what is the right feel that you need inside the shoe, laces हो गए, eyelets हो गए, right? All these things get designed and then they get sourced. और फिर उसके बाद शू असेंबल होता है, राइट?
तो ये जूता जैसे मैं पकड़ता हूँ मुझे पता चल गया बहुत कंफर्टेबल है, बहुत लाइट है, ठीक है? आपको क्या लगता है कि अगर आपका जो नरेटिव है, ब्रांड नरेटिव कि एवरीडे शू टू वर्क के बदले अगर आप कुछ और करते टुवर्ड्स कंफर्ट और समथिंग, तो क्या आज फ्लैटेड्स की जर्नी अलग होती?
हमने एक्चुअली कंफर्ट ट्राई किया था जब पैंडेमिक हुआ और शूज फॉर वर्क रहे ही नहीं, तो हमने ट्राई किया था रिडिकुलसली कंफर्टेबल स्नीकर्स. उसमें प्रॉब्लम ये है कि यार सारे मास ब्रांड्स भी बोलते हैं हम कंफर्टेबल है. सो द एबिलिटी फॉर यू टू एक्सट्रैक्ट अ प्रीमियम एंड communicate a value premium to the customer is very low when you talk pure functionality.
ठीक है.
उसके ऊपर तुम्हें एक emotional thought process, something that connects to the audience, ज़रूरी है।
ठीक है, तो अभी हम 2022 में हैं और आपने शार्क टैंक का एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म भरा। व्हाट वाज द इंटेंट ऑफ गोइंग टू शार्क टैंक?
यार हमें फंड्स रेज करने थे और जब हमने फॉर्म भरा था अप्रैल में, तब तो यार वी वर इन द मिडल ऑफ इट, वी वर पिचिंग टू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल और हमने सोचा यार शार्क टैंक का मौका है तो पिच करके देखते हैं।
ऑफ कोर्स।
तो हमने अप्लाई कर दिया। हमने जो वीडियो अपलोड किया था दैट वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड दैट कॉट देयर अटेंशन। मोस्टली पीपल रिकॉर्ड द फाउंडर टॉकिंग एंड सेइंग समथिंग, राइट। हमने वीडियो बनाया था कि वी आर उत्कर्ष एंड आई आर स्लीपिंग ऑन अ बेड ऑफ शूज। उसकी पूरी कलेक्शन नीचे बिछा दी थी और उसके ऊपर सो रहे थे, राइट, एंड बातें कर रहे हैं, वी आर वॉकिंग एंड देन जूते फेंक रहे हैं हमारे ऊपर लोग, राइट। वी डिड अ रियली फनी वीडियो,
सुपर कूल
एंड दैट रियली कॉट देयर अटेंशन।
तो आप गए तो फंड्स उठाने ही थे, बट एंड में आपको एक डील मिली और आपने वो डील रिजेक्ट किया। सो व्हाट हैपेंड इन बिटवीन?
यार जब हमने बात की थी पीयूष से, पीयूष ने कहा कि वी विल हैव टू रिकैपिटलाइज द कंपनी, राइट, और उसके बाद मैं पैसे डालूंगा 33% इक्विटी के लिए,
ओके,
राइट। अब रिकैपिटलाइज का मतलब ये होता है कि कंपनी ऑलमोस्ट बंद कर दो प्रैक्टिकली, राइट। सारे तुम्हारे जितने भी शेयर होल्डर्स हैं सबको यू कोलैप्स इट एंड से ये कंपनी फिर से शुरू हो रही है, राइट, एंड देन यू स्टार्ट अगेन एंड देन ही सेड ही विल पुट द मनी फॉर 33%। मैंने कहा यार पिछली बार मैंने 10 करोड़ उठाए थे 33% के लिए, अब मैं 70 लाख की बात कर रहा हूँ, राइट। अगर मैं वापस मार्केट में जाता हूँ तो मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस है कि मैं उससे ज़्यादा पैसे उठा सकता हूँ। ऑफ कोर्स पीयूष बीइंग ऑन द कैप टेबल एंड विनीता बीइंग ऑन द कैप टेबल इज अ वेरी डिफरेंट गेम ऑल टुगेदर। तो इसलिए मैंने पीयूष को भी पूछा कि आप ऑपरेशनली थोड़ा इन्वॉल्व हो गए क्या, बट ऑब्वियसली ही सेड नो बिकॉज ही डिडंट हैव द टाइम। द अदर रीजन वाज आल्सो कि अगर मैं अभी ये पैसे उठा भी लेता तो मुझे पता है कि ये ब्रांड बनाने के लिए और पैसे लगेंगे, राइट, इवन इफ आई डू एवरीथिंग राइट। और वो मोड़ जब आएगा तो तब कैप टेबल में जगह नहीं बचेगी, राइट, एंड इट विल बी अ चैलेंज टू रेज अगेन। तो दिस वाज रनिंग इन माय माइंड एंड दिस इज वन ऑफ द रीजंस व्हाई आई सेड नो।
अमन ने एक चीज बोली कि मार्केटिंग के 4 P's होते हैं,
प्रोडक्ट, प्राइस, प्रमोशन, प्लेस,
एंड ही सेड दैट फ्लैटहेड्स के केस में ये सारी चीजें, these things are not at place. Do you agree with it?
To some extent, for sure. We made a lot of mistakes, no? Right, for example, pricing, we were premium. Maybe we should create a bigger range of entry-level sneakers and then do a lot more innovations on top.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? दूसरी बात, if you talk about place, हमें ऑफलाइन में होना चाहिए था क्योंकि इसका एक्सपीरियंस वही है, राइट। जादू ये है कि तुम जब उठाते हो तो you feel the lightness. That feel is something that you can't get when you're doing a picture online. Myntra में क्या ही दिखाओगे आप, right? Those are the kind of things that were there. लेकिन यार even the situation was like that, right? परिस्थितियाँ ऐसी थी कि ऑफलाइन में कुछ चल ही नहीं रहा था,
True.
पैंडेमिक के टाइम पे, so that was an issue.
उसके बाद अनुपम ने एक चीज कही थी कि एक एंटरप्रेन्योर की सबसे बड़ी क्वालिटी क्या होती है, which is like do not die today. Survival. राइट, एंड कोई आपको इतना बड़ा पेप टॉक दे रहा है, एकदम मस्त आपको मोटिवेट कर रहा है, फिर आपको किसी ने ऑफर भी दे दिया। व्हाट वाज रनिंग इन योर हेड टू हैव द करेज टू से कि नहीं बॉस, अब मुझे कुछ और एक्सप्लोर करना है?
सो वन ऑफ द थिंग्स आई हैड टोल्ड माई सेल्फ जब मैं अंदर गया था कि यार इमोशनल नहीं होना है। अब हो गया मैं वहां भी इमोशनल, वो अलग बात,
हो गए, वो तो इंडिया हो गई, पूरा लिंक्डइन इमोशनल हो गया है। बट या
you know, I had discussed it with my angel investor and friend Anish as well कि अगर डील ये पॉइंट पे आता है, यहाँ तक हम लोग एक्सेप्ट करेंगे, इसके आगे we will walk away, right? ये बात हुई थी पहले से, और वो प्लान करके गए थे हम लोग कि ये होगा, एंड द ऑफर वाज वे बियॉन्ड जो आस्क था वर्सेस द ऑफर वाज अ वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट वर्ल्ड, राइट। It was not even in the ballpark.
The offer was to basically start a new corporation.
Pretty much.
With the same branding.
So there are two things that really struck. One, अमन ने कहा कि यार कभी कभी होती है ये बात कि anything you try does not work. Sometimes you should just take a pause, जाओ 2 साल कुछ और करो और फिर वापस आके ट्राई करो. And he had been through that experience himself.
Yeah.
And he said it out of his very empathetic entrepreneurial thought. अनुपम में कहा है यार अगर जॉब ऑफर चाहिए कभी भी तो ले लो, राइट, द डोर्स आर ऑलवेज ओपन. देन आई स्टार्टेड इंट्रोस्पेक्टिंग ऑन कि यार इन्होंने जो कहा है मे बी दैट मेक्स सेंस. Maybe I should not jump at the first offer that is available out there.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just take a break, evaluate my priorities, think about कि यार मुझे अगले 5 साल में मुझे क्या चाहिए. and then come back and do what I want to do. Here is an offer that is open, but I'm sure that offer is not going to go away, right? And I have talked to Anupam after that as well.
Oh, wow.
So the offer is still, obviously that offer will be available. It is just that I didn't want to make an emotional decision at that time.
आपका कितना लंबा पिच था?
1.5 घंटे से ज्यादा था, शायद 1 घंटा 40 मिनट का था, और वो लंच टाइम के बीच में था. तो लंच टाइम के जस्ट पहले था. तो बीच में अमन ये भी कह रहे थे कि यार क्या ये 2 घंटे चलने वाला है, खाना भी खाने वाले हैं कि नहीं. So, काफी लंबा चला.
तो सब कुछ इमोशनली चल रहा था, बिकॉज हमने जो देखा उसमें तो एवरीवन वाज लाइक टीयरी. आपके एपिसोड के बाद सारे शार्क्स ने इंटरनेट में कुछ ना कुछ तो उस पिच के बारे में लिखा है. Has anyone reached out to you personally after the after the episode aired?
Multiple people have reached out.
Achha, okay.
And we've had conversations as well. They're very supportive, very
also the entire inventory is
it's sold out as well, right?
सब कुछ sold out हो चुका है. So what are the next moves? What are the plans for you and your company?
After this unprecedented response, we did not expect this, right? So अब हम तो short term में यही कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि can we revive it in any way? अभी हमने एक pre-order campaign शुरू किया है for a limited edition collection. एक और chance मिला है, one last shot.
Of course.
So maybe we should do this. उस पे pre-orders चल रहे हैं अभी. We'll see if the production can be revived. Supplier से बात हो रही है. At the same time, we are also trying to see if there is logical next step for Flatheads. चाहे वो buyout का conversation हो, या फिर चाहे वो शायद ये पोर्टफोलियो का एक पार्ट बन जाए, या फिर कोई आके इन्वेस्ट करे और इसको रिवाइव कर सकें हम. तो यही कोशिश जारी है.
I wish you the best of luck, man. और जब तक ये वीडियो एयर होगा तब तक आपका जो वो प्री ऑर्डर वाला होगा वो लाइव हो जाएगा. तो लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में. दिस इज नॉट अ पेड प्रमोशन. सो दिस इज द रैपिड फायर राउंड. यू हैव टू आंसर विदाउट थिंकिंग अ लॉट. ठीक है? योर फेवरेट शार्क फ्रॉम द शो.
Personal favorite is Piyush.
Piyush. Okay. What would have been an acceptable offer?
Double of what I had offered. Maybe 5% stake would have been acceptable.
Okay. One extremely memorable moment after the episode had aired.
Well, when the episode aired, actually, we had done like a mini get-together of sorts of all our Flatheads employees. And we were doing shots every time I talked in Hindi. So that was fun, and we were completely drunk by the time the episode aired.
You spoke in Hindi in the entire episode, right?
और मैं कभी हिंदी में बोलता नहीं यार, मेरी हिंदी बहुत खराब है. And we were just doing shots all through the conversation.
Wow. Next question is, if you had an option to invest in one Shark Tank company, which one would it be?
The Stage.
Stage.
No question. The passion of those guys and their story as well, right? They were running Witty Feed, and then the company went from whatever 40 crores they were doing to 0 on one day, and then the way they came back, and the quality of the content is unbelievable, right? So
coming soon on the channel. Stay tuned. We are towards the end of the episode. I know there are a lot of things happening with you right now, happening with Flatheads, but still you took a lot of time to do this episode. Thank you so much, Ganesh. And guys, do check out the Not Out edition of Flatheads. The link is in description. And if you want such cool, funky calendars, then Ganesh's daughter Maitri makes them. The link is again in the description. मैंने already एक खरीद लिया है, आप भी खरीद लो. Goodbye.